Hello and welcome back to another video on the Ollie Hot and Beats channel. Today we're talking about how to use social media to grow your type beat channel. Let's get going. So the first section I'm going to talk about is content. First thing to say is that making content as a music producer is hard. I don't care what anyone says, what any music marketing person says on social media, that it's easy, that you can just batch record videos and all those sorts of things. As a producer, making content is hard, and potentially even harder than for an actual music artist who has full songs to kind of promote and use to their advantage and make content out of. It is hard enough as a music artist because we can't just promote the product like many other businesses, because our product is music. No one's going to care about the music if they don't know you, why it was written, what it's about. Instead, as a music artist, you have to promote the feeling that is attached to your music when people listen to it. You've got to make it relatable and meaningful for the audience. Hence why you see lots of videos on social media using the hook and reel strategy, with a hook like, if you recently went through a breakup, this song is for you. It's selling the feeling attached to the music that we make, which is why that I say for producers it's even harder, because often the beats themselves don't provide that feeling which we can sell on social media, particularly beats for a type beat channel. That's when we and you have to get creative. Try different types of content out. Maybe it's showing the process of making a beat, showing the different layers after you make a beat, making producer skits, whatever it is, and really trying to experiment and try lots of different styles out. And then when you see a particular style of video on your channel do well, really go at it and hone in on it and then see what happens. And when I say a style work, I don't mean that it has to go viral. It can literally be that it gets 10 more likes than most of the other videos on your page. A video doesn't have to go viral for it to be the right content to make. And I'd say that going viral in general has been made to be this amazing thing which defines whether you'll be successful or not on social media and as a producer, but that really isn't the case at all. And I think especially for producers, you don't have to go viral for making content to be worth your time. I'll be honest, I'm still on the journey with content for finding out what kind of works for my page and what styles are the best. I've had videos do a lot better than others, and I'm starting to kind of hone in on those and go at them really hard, but I haven't really had a viral video since I started going full time with this in the last few months. But that doesn't mean it hasn't been worth my time, and I've seen a lot of progress come from just being consistent with posting content. Consistent growth is hugely undervalued, which brings us nicely onto the topic of consistency. I started posting content on social media consistently from probably the beginning of September, pretty much every day apart from Sundays, and often it would be multiple times a day. And since then I've seen that because I've been consistent, I've popped up regularly in certain people's For You pages, and I know that because I've had the same people liking multiple different videos that I've made, meaning I get regular engagement from people because they see most of my videos. And that's when you can start to build your personal brand and an audience which follows you and cares about the music you're putting out. You can start to build relationships with people and ultimately then build a kind of a customer base, because people are interested in the beats that you have to offer them. Through social media you can kind of build a community of people who follow you and are engaged with the types of beats you put out, and therefore also your type beat channel in general. So I'd say as producers it's so important to not overlook making content on social media. It gives you the stage where you can put your beats and then ultimately sell to people eventually. And often it is hard converting people from just being mere watchers of your social media to actual buyers of your beats on your type beat channel. But that's because you have to build your personal brand first so that people care, and then you'll start to see conversion. I'm sure you've heard it a lot before, and I flipping ramp on about it, about how having a niche really defines whether you're successful or not with a type beat channel. And the same is true for your social media. And as I said, finding a style that works for you and promotes your beats and you generally in a good and interesting way will correlate with the success of your type beat channel. I'm not saying exclusively it's the only way to make your type beat channel successful, but it is a really good one which we shouldn't overlook. The second part of using social media to grow your type beat channel is collaboration. I'd really recommend messaging other producers to collaborate with. I think social media really is the best tool for this. And this doesn't have to just apply to your type beat channel. This can be kind of multiple areas of production. But if you manage to collaborate on beats with other producers, you're extending your reach to people you wouldn't normally be able to reach. Of course, at first you're not going to be collaborating with people like Hans Zimmer and Metro Boomin and Timbaland, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of collab beats which you're not happy with, but you will find people who are good and who have a good sound, which can then give light to your own type beat channel through other producers selling beats that you've collaborated on. I also think it's really important to try and network with other smaller artists, and this doesn't have to be just you reaching out to them. Often when you're really consistent with posting content, people will reach out to you, and I've had people reach out to me to make beats for them. And I think a really great way where you can use your type beat channel is that you can suggest to them to look through your type beats and see if there's a beat there that they're kind of looking for. If there's not one there, it's still a great place to start, and they've kind of can give you a reference for a beat which is close to what they'd want, but they want to make it slightly different. So either when they reach out, they can find a beat that they're looking for and then pay for a license, or they can pay you for a custom beat and give you a beat you've already made as a reference. The final part in using social media to your advantage in growing a type beat channel is inspiration. Again, I think it's undervalued in the producer world, but social media is such a great tool for inspiration for your type beat channel. Whether that's helping you find a niche to go into, inspiring you to introduce a new instrument or sound into your beats, or whether it's just seeing your competition. And on that point, it's such a good idea to study your competitors and see the kind of things that they're doing really well, and make sure they're competitors in your field and your niche. And I'm not endorsing copying them at all, but I think what you can do is kind of look to see what they're doing really well and adapting it to your own type beat channel. I think that's a really crucial way to grow your type beat channel. To make it really practical and helpful, an example could be that you study the arrangement of the beats of your competitors, and specifically study how long it takes for the beat to drop before it does, because that often hugely correlates to audience retention on YouTube, is how long it takes for the beat to drop. So people are obviously listening for longer, but obviously you want to find the sweet spot so it's not too long that they just get bored and click off. So that's an example of finding something that your competitors do really well and works for them, and using it and adapting it to your own type beats and seeing if it works. So there we go, there's just a few points on how to use social media to grow your type beat channel. I really hope this video helped. For all you producers looking for some new sounds and wanting to collaborate with me, I've got a loop kit link below where you can get your hands on some really great guitar melodies. Other than that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.